This is Thunder of Zeus and Kunai with Chain with a tech talk. We're just going to show you 10 cards that we think should be in every deck. The first tech is People Running About. This card is good for a lot of reasons. The first reason is it's very valuable pyro type because you can throw it into any burn deck. The second good thing is that it's a 600 beat stick with 600 defense, so it really fits with whatever playstyle you like. And don't forget that right there in the middle there's a man beating a woman, so you can just raise awareness of abusing your wife and make the world a better place if you run this card in threes.
7-Colored Fish is a great card, especially for Gravekeepers, because they can't really swing over 1500, so 7-Colored Fish eliminates those threats in the meta. And if your opponent's swarming you with Malleys, you can just set it, and then they can't get over it, and then it's just a big wall.
Cemetery Bomb is a card that I always run in 3 in every deck that I play. What it does is it inflicts 100 damage to your opponent for each card in their graveyard, and since everybody runs lots of cards and they like to mill a lot, you're going to get an OTK almost every time you pull this off because they always have 80 cards in their graveyard because they never activate Pot of Avarice anymore.
Okay, Ruby Carbuncle is a broke card. It has 300 attack and defense, so a lot of things can't swing over it. Also, if it's destroyed, it goes to the back row, so your opponent has to MST it, otherwise it just sits there. If you have one in the grave, you can Monster Reborn it, and it special summons the other one in the back row, so I recommend running 2 to 3.
Armed Ninja is just a great card this format because no one runs any traps, so when you pick up and see their back row, it's always going to be a spell card because Book of Moon is just such a prevalent card this format, so you never have to worry about his effect failing and them returning it back to their position.
Alien Infiltrator is a really good card. It says, once per turn, this card can move to an adjacent unoccupied monster card zone. If no spell, trap, or monster card on your opponent's side of the field is in the same column as this card, it can attack directly. So, you're going to be swinging 800 every turn, and your opponent's going to have to set spells just to wall up Alien Infiltrator, and they'll get so mad, they'll probably rage quit because they're just so mad.
Speaking of rage quit, Cloudian Ghost Fog is one of the most pro cards ever because when it's destroyed by battle, you can just put a bunch of fog counters on your opponent's monsters equal to the number of stars that they have, so if they destroyed you with a Stardust Dragon, you can put 8 really big fog counters all over it so that when you Dark Hole, they can't prove that his effect negates because fog counters are covering the effect box.
Athena and the Great Sphinx is one of the best win conditions ever. You're going to want to run at least 2 or 3, because if Andro Sphinx and Telia Sphinx on your side of the field are destroyed at the same time, you can special summon it from your deck by just paying 500 life points. So, with Dark Hole and Torrential running about in today's meta, it's going to happen in almost every single duel. And it's a 35 beat stick. Also, if you Star Blast it, you can trade in for 2 draws.
A Man with Wajat is really good. Some say it's better than Armed Ninja just for the reason that because your opponent is obviously going to side in Prohibition to stop him game 2, they're never going to be able to call his name because no one can guess Wajat off the top of their head. So when you summon this card, reveal their back row, get some insight into their gameplay, and never lose, they can't stop him at all because 1600 is too small for Bottomless.
Bubonic Vermin is a really good swarm card. It forces your opponent to destroy it before its effect goes off, and it really draws out the warnings, because if you get 2 Bubonic Vermins on the field, you're going to be able to exceed 3 stars in the future. So if you set it and your opponent doesn't destroy it, you're just going to be swarming them, and they can't handle all the Vermins running around. Not to mention, it spreads disease among your opponent's monsters if it attacks, because it's bubonic.
So I really hope that you enjoyed our tech talk, and if you want some more of our really good techs, then just let us know and send us some requests, because we're totally happy to put every card that you want in our decks.